Some of the ugliest parts of history aren't locked away in museums, they're still out there, just harder to spot. I'm talking about sundown towns. The old warnings, black folks, don't let the sun set on you here, aren't just history. The signs may be gone, but the message lingers. It's in the stares at the gas station after dark, the sudden police presence, the realtor's "sorry, that house just sold." The welcome mat gets pulled in at sunset, but only for some. Exclusion is now silent, but just as real. Today we're turning up the volume. 11 towns in the US where black people still aren't truly welcome after dark. Let's begin. First up, Tempe, Arizona. A city that markets diversity, but its past and present tell another story. For decades, Tempe was a sundown town by policy. Black workers were expected to live across the river in Phoenix. The city's founder built segregated settlements, and the legacy lingers in the city's layout and demographics. Black students and residents still report microaggressions and extra police attention after dark. The city's branding is progressive, but the experience for many is conditional. Welcome, but only until sunset. Sundown towns don't need signs when zoning laws and policing do the work. The exclusion is quieter now, but it's still there. In Tempe, the party ends at sunset for some, and they're expected to find their way home, somewhere else. That's the modern sundown playbook, subtle, systemic, and persistent. The difference? It's not about overt racism anymore, but about barriers that keep the status quo. For many, Tempe's invitation ends when the sun goes down. Next, Darien, Connecticut, wealthy, privileged, and overwhelmingly white. For decades, unwritten gentlemen's agreements kept the town exclusive. No signs were needed. The price of a home, the real estate agent, and the cold shoulder did the work. Today, officials claim those days are over, but black visitors still feel watched, unwelcome, and out of place. The silence in Darien is suffocating, a psychological barrier that says, "You are not one of us." It's not about violence, but about making outsiders so uncomfortable they leave. The town's monoculture polices itself, sustaining exclusion without overt racism. The legacy of those agreements is alive, even if the guards are invisible. In Darien, the gate is silent, but it's still locked. The message, "You're not truly welcome here." Now, Jay, Florida, a town defined by violent expulsion. In 1922, after a lynching nearby, the entire black population fled in terror. Jay became and remains almost entirely white. This wasn't a slow shift, it was a purge, an act of ethnic cleansing. The story was buried for generations, but the trauma is still the wall that keeps black people out. For locals, Jay is a no-go zone after dark, a place where history does the work of exclusion. The absence of black residents is no accident. It's the result of violence never truly reckoned with. The message isn't on a sign. It's in the soul of the place. The emptiness speaks volumes, a town hollowed out by its own hate. The legacy of 1922 ensures the sun never sets on a black person in Jay because fear keeps them away. Here, silence is born from a century-old scream. La Crosse, Wisconsin, stands out for admitting its sundown past. In 2016, the city council apologized for its history of exclusion. But apologies don't erase generations of segregation. The black population remains tiny, and many still feel like outsiders. Double takes, over-attentive service, and a lack of belonging persist. The city's structures of exclusion are hard to dismantle. The official welcome sign clashes with the unspoken atmosphere after dark. La Crosse's honesty is rare, but change is slow. For many, the roots of the sundown town run deep beneath the surface. Sullivan, Missouri, once had one of the most explicit sundown signs in America. The sign is gone, but the sentiment lingers, reinforced by racist incidents and a near-zero black population. The town's reputation is a raw, open wound, passed down through generations. Travelers still report a chilling, unwelcoming vibe. Every eye on you, every interaction tense. The threat isn't written, but it hangs in the air. Sullivan is proof that removing a sign doesn't remove the system. Here, exclusion is stubborn and defiant, not hidden behind polite fictions. The message is still sent, loud, clear, and hostile. In Minden, Nevada, a siren blared every night at 6 p.m., a signal for Native Americans to leave town. The ordinance was repealed in the 1970s, but the siren kept sounding, defended as tradition. For the Washoe tribe and people of color, it was a nightly broadcast of exclusion. Only in 2021, after protests, did the siren finally stop. The fight to keep it revealed how deeply the sundown mentality was ingrained. Even silenced, the echo remains. Minden is still overwhelmingly white, and people of color feel unwelcome. The battle over the siren was about more than noise. It was about the town's soul. Sundown traditions can hide in plain sight, disguised as heritage but carrying a brutal message. Silencing the siren was a start, but changing hearts is a much longer fight. For over a century, the siren's story was simple. When the sun goes down, some people aren't welcome. Forsyth County, Georgia was purged of its black population in 1912 by white mobs. Over 1,100 people driven out by terror. For 75 years, it remained an all-white enclave, infamous for violent exclusion. Black people were chased to the county line, threatened if they entered. In 1987, civil rights activists marched, facing violent resistance and national attention. The county has since diversified, but the black population is still disproportionately small. The memory of what happened lingers. Many still cross the county line with caution. New prosperity is built on stolen land, shadowed by its violent past. Integration may come by demographics, but true acceptance is harder. Forsyth's legacy is a scar, a reminder that the ghosts of exclusion still haunt the roads after sunset. The wall of hate may have cracked, but it hasn't disappeared. Anna, Illinois, where the town's name is rumored to stand for "Ain't No N-Words Allowed." Whether true or not, the folk etymology reveals the town's culture. After a 1909 lynching, Anna became all-white by force, maintaining its status with an unwritten code. The reputation is so strong, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Black travelers still feel a chilling, unwelcome atmosphere. The Sundown legacy is Anna's identity, reinforced by resistance to change. The acronym is a cultural password, signaling exclusion. Driving into Anna is entering living folklore, a place where racism and identity are inseparable. Here, the sun sets every day, but the shadow of its reputation never lifts. The name itself is the warning. Vidor, Texas, one of the most notorious Klan strongholds in America. The Klan marched openly, enforcing Vidor's whites-only status. In the 1990s, a federal order tried to desegregate public housing. Black families moved in, protected by marshals. The backlash was immediate rallies, cross-burnings, relentless harassment. The integration attempt failed. Black residents were forced out. Vidor's reputation is sealed, a place where black people are not safe. The warnings persist: don't stop, don't break down, don't let the sun set on you here. The Klan is less visible now, but the fear remains. Vidor is a monument to hate and resistance to change. Here, the past is not history, it's the present. Brentwood, Tennessee. No Klan rallies, just luxury homes and exclusion by design. Zoning laws and real estate networks keep the town wealthy and white. Black families with money are told, this community might not be the right fit. Policing is hypervigilant. Black drivers are pulled over for minor reasons. The message: you're being watched, you don't belong. This is the evolution of the Sundown town. Racism laundered through class and community character. Brentwood's bigotry is deniable, hidden behind respectability. Residents claim it's about safety and schools, but the outcome is the same: segregation. Here, exclusion wears a cashmere sweater. The Sundown rule is velvet, but just as real. Harrison, Arkansas, called the most racist town in America, home to the national KKK headquarters, with open white nationalist messaging. Race riots in the early 1900s drove out nearly all black residents. Billboards and public messages keep the legacy alive. For black people, Harrison is considered the most dangerous, hostile place in the U.S. The KKK's presence isn't history, it's current reality. Some residents fight for change, but hate still defines the town's image. Here, racism isn't hidden, it's a brand. Harrison is the Sundown town in its rawest form. This list isn't exhaustive. Hundreds more towns still send the same message. The spirit of the Sundown town has adapted, hiding in laws, economics, and polite smiles. This isn't just a black problem, it's an American one. Silence is the greatest weapon of exclusion. So let's break it. Share your story, challenge the silence, and spread the word. We can't fix what we refuse to see. Naming these towns is about knowledge, not shame. The journey to unity goes through these uncomfortable places because until we call it what it is, it won't change.